you're asking them the questions. Oops. Make sure that you're asking them the questions, because if you're just like, hey, if you have any questions, let me know, they're not going to let you know. They may have questions, but they're not going to let you know. So you need to follow back up with a question that they can answer to. So I'm going to continue to drop this stuff in the chat. I know I went over it really quickly, but it is actually really simple. Send a video, share a testimony, invite them to an event. And again, the event could be, hey, it's time to get started. Here's some welcome packs. It could be a 3-day challenge. It could be a messenger chat, but it's for people that are still not quite ready. So I'm going to drop this in there. I know I went really quickly. Is anything standing out that you're like, hey, hold up, I have a question on that really quick? It's still too long.
I do.
Okay.
I've heard this like Monday through Thursday, something corporate.
Yeah, the Y plexus call.
Yeah. How do I find out about that?
Okay, I'll make sure that we get you the information. I'll drop it in the chat. There's a really easy place to see the, sorry, I'm trying to drop all this real quick. So Mark, when you go into your virtual office, are you familiar with that? Okay, no. All right. We're going to go over the schedule for September, and then I'm going to make sure that we walk you through how to get there. But just to kind of give you a quick lowdown, when you log into plexusworldwide.com and you click on the very top where your account is, you click in with to sign in with your email address and password. On the top, there will be like an oval button that says virtual office. So when you click on it, it's going to pull up a screen that has lots of great information and training on there for you. When you scroll down, there'll actually be a red square in the middle of it that just says calendar, training calendar. If you click on it, it's going to flip over and show you this month's calendar. It'll have our Motivation Mondays on there. It'll show you when Y plexus calls take place. But I'm going to drop in the Sprinters chat a graphic that tells you when all those are this month, the Y plexus calls. And they're amazing. And what I love about those, Mark, is that Plexus is doing all the work for you. You just got to invite people to the event, you know? And so it's like, hey man, listen, I've been loving these products. They are changing my life and my wife's life. I'd love for you to hear about it. Can you jump on a 20-minute call tonight? And then wait till they say yes, and then send them over that link. And it's really great because they can hear stories from real life people. They're different every single day. And then Plexus does all the work at the end. I mean, they close it really well. And so I really encourage you to use those, because we don't need to reinvent the wheel. This can be a simple, simple business. So even just inviting them to those calls is amazing. Does that help? Okay. Anybody else have any questions? I dropped all of that in the chat for you guys to save to your notes on the send, share, and invite. All right, well, we're going to keep the ball rolling since we have a couple more things that we want to go over, and we want to be mindful of your time tonight. So that's send, share, and invite. If you do have more questions, reach out to your friend that invited you here tonight, because they can go over that. But I'm going to pass it on to Michelle, and she's going to get started.
Hello, you guys. That's also being dropped in the group chat as well for like anyone who's watching the recording. So some of your homework last week, we kind of talked about a three-day sample boxes, a 3-day event that we're doing. So I wanted to go over a little bit about what that is, what it's going to look like, all that good stuff. So if you are not aware, we have these amazing sample boxes. I love, love, love them. A lot of people want to sample before they actually jump all in, and that's what this does. Okay, so it's 3 days of 4 products, and there are 4 of our top products. It has Slim, Active, Lean, and MetaBurn in it. So it is a little bit more focused on the weight loss, but it also has like that energy boost with it. So they are $20 for a box, and it comes with free shipping. And extra bonus is you also get a $20 off coupon with it. That $20 coupon goes towards a future order of $99. I think it's technically $99 or more. So it applies towards a welcome pack. So essentially, I always like to phrase it as this is essentially going to be free for you because you're going to fall in love with the products. You're going to want to buy the products and you just got to sample them for 3 full days. So these are great because it gives that person a chance to sample and try and say, I love it. I always try and go into it as it's 3 days. You can do anything for your 3 days, but your life also isn't necessarily going to change in 3 days. So you're probably not going to feel it much, notice anything, but that's why we have to stick with this long term. So that we'll kind of post about that a little bit in the group. We are going to create a group for this 3-day event. So you're going to invite your friends to come to it. It starts a week from today. So we're starting on next Sunday and it'll be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And that's great because that's going to lead right into the end of the month so we can hit it hard the end of the month. So that's why you really want to invite. Now, I always say like, you've got $20. You can do anything for 3 days. It's something that's really simple to invite your friends to, and we will be sharing more like scripts and that kind of stuff as we go along. And I can drop some into the chat, like what Kathy did a little bit later. But some of the things that we're going to be sharing over the 3 days in the group is various different product information and testimonies. I'm assuming we're going to be doing some live testimonies, posting some testimonies, that kind of stuff. Also, the packaging is beautiful. It comes with a recipe. Like it comes with like all of it packaged. It tells a little bit about it. It tells them how to take it. And it gives them a recipe. So it really sets and talks about like, write down your goals for your 3 days. So it is this beautiful, amazing thing that you can present people with, and they're going to get stoked. The sign up rate on these boxes is phenomenal. If your friend gets a box, they're like 75+% likely to order. That's pretty awesome. Okay. And getting them into the group, getting them into these, like listening to testimonies, learning more is going to get them in. Something that we're going to ask for you when we're doing this group is you need to make sure you're in it every day, participating, tagging your friends, like, hey, did you see so-and-so's testimony? Hey, did you check out that new product that they talked about? I think it'd be great for you, that kind of stuff. We want you in the event, participating and hyping it up and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like, it's basic and it's so good. I love having a very good excuse to reach out to people. And I feel like these 3-day boxes are one of the easiest ways to reach out to people. And it's a great excuse. So I think of like, who can I fit? Like, I can like rack my brain for all kinds of people, just new people, but I can also go back to people that I've talked to that were kind of interested, but I'm kind of like dragging them along like a dead weight and I don't know what else to do. I'm like, hey, we've got something. This is fun. And just really hype it up. Like you can tell them how much fun it's going to be. And it's one of those, if you aren't taking all 4 of those products, you can say, hey, I'm taking these 2. I'm taking some of these products and I'm going to try some more out. You should try this with me. Okay. So that's a way of like, do it with me. Because a lot of you guys are still kind of doing it, like figuring the things out, trying stuff. And so that's a great way to approach it as well. Okay, does anybody have any questions on our 3-day group, the 3-day boxes?
We're going to be invited to the 3-day group?
Yes, we'll make sure you're in the group. No, you can't come.
You're going to be invited, Mark, but we also want you to invite your people to the group.
It's going to be a party. Bring the party. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to turn it over to Deborah.
Michelle, somebody in the chat
had
just said that they don't understand quite what the 3-day group is. Like the Facebook group that we'll do for the post, I think.
Yes. So we're going to have a Facebook group. You're going to add your peeps and we'll get you in it too.
Well,
to the group. Go ahead.
Real quick, I just want to make sure. So it's Johanna. Is it pronounced Johanna?
Joanna.
Okay. So Joanna, do you know what the 3-day challenge box is the first question.
Yes, I do.
Okay. So with that box, what we tend to do then, I just wanted to make sure she knew what that 3-day box was. And maybe it was, we have a group where we kind of run each of the days, 1, 2, and 3, to kind of get people excited about it and make sure that they're taking it. Because sometimes, people will get that 3-day box and it sits on their shelf, and you call them and they're like, oh yeah, I haven't started that. I'll start that next week. So we kind of do this like Michelle said, kind of like a party, to make it be like, hey, we're all going to get our boxes. We're going to start them and just be there for support, as reminders, and kind of make it fun. And, just be there for questions and stuff. So I don't know if that helps answer your
Yeah,
question.
that makes more sense. Michelle, is that thing we did that one time where you had like that wellness thing and we gave out the sample box?
Maybe. I don't know. I have a
So
lot
I
of
have
things.
one pulled up. I can share my screen really quick and show you really quick what one kind of looks like. Oh, Michelle, can you just,
What do I need to do?
I don't know. It just says host disabled participant screen sharing. It might not work.
I don't know how to undo that.
Okay, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. But it is a lot like a Facebook. It's basically a private Facebook group. And then we're going to be putting up posts every so often. And to educate your audience about what they're taking, why they're taking it, that sort of thing. And so when she's saying like participation, just for us to like comment on them, that sort of thing.
Okay.
It's
Okay, I
really
get
cool.
it
You'll
now.
like it.
That makes more sense. Okay.
Okay, so then if we've got that, then I think I'm next, and I'll be quick with this so that everybody can get on with their evening. So I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you guys about going live on Facebook or Instagram, whichever you choose, or both if you use both. And a couple things I want to tell you. Number one, don't worry about messing up, okay? Because I promise you, if you say, oh my gosh, I got to wait till my hair is done, or oh my gosh, I got to wait till the kids are not crawling all over me, or, I just worked out, I'm hot and sweaty, whatever it is. I'm just going to tell you, life will always be in your way. There will never be a perfect moment. I have learned how to go ahead and do the lives, even if I'm afraid my 22-year-old son is going to come walking in and, he's the non-believer and he's going to be the one screaming, I can't believe you're doing that, Mom. Okay. I'm keeping it really real with you guys. We all have one in the family that doesn't, not 100% behind you, which is why I changed rooms. He was in and making all sorts of noise around me. But some topics that you might be able to do, it doesn't even have to be all about plexus. It can be about plexus, but it doesn't have to be. You might do some lives about, making a hard decision and doing a hard thing, and, talking to people, like encouraging them to do the hard thing, whatever it is. It might not even be plexus. Maybe but everybody's kind of in this really weird spot now. So it's super easy to kind of do those types of lives. You might do a live where you are talking about one of your products. You might do a live where you just worked out and you're like, oh my gosh, I have my, energy drink here. Sometimes it's really neat to kind of keep things vague. I had somebody come to me the other day and she's like, I don't even know what it is that you really do or sell. She's like, I see all these things and I think whatever it is you do would really help me, but I have no idea what it is. And I told her, I said, I'm really vague. I rarely post, especially in a testimony, I will rarely ever post the word plexus or the names of any of our products. I always refer to plant-based supplements or gut health. And one of the main reasons is the FTC, that it helps me not get the emails from corporate office that I happen to mention migraines and ProBio 5 in the same post. Okay, because you'll get things. So I really kind of keep it very vague. And then I will do posts specific on the products, but they never mention a particular health condition. It might say, I feel better, but there's a long list of things that you can't mention. So, but another fun thing to do with lives is to go co-live. And one thing that we've done in this group with those of us that are coaching is we'll do like a little interview. And it basically is less than 5 minutes. You want your lives relatively short, and I practice what I say, not what I do. because I'm kind of terrible about that sometimes. But the co-lives, what we'll do is like I might interview Michelle and I would go live on Facebook and I would put something like, hey, listen to what my friend Michelle, and I might happen to say, something that she's overcome or not. And she'll go, then she can join the live with me. And so first I would just ask her like, hey, how'd you hear about Plexus? And so in this live, I am talking about Plexus. It's a little easier to mention Plexus and specific issues in a live. It's not quite as noticeable. And so she would give a quick 1 minute, how she learned about Plexus. And then I'd be like, so, what's the second question? It's like, how do you learn about Plexus? What is life like after Plexus? Okay. And then what is something that was kind of like you didn't expect? Because we all have had those weird things go away that we weren't expecting. And then that's like the end of it. And so that's what we call a co-live. And those are fun to do. So I encourage you to go live. Don't worry if you mess up, because here's the deal. If you don't go live and completely mess up, you're never going to get good at it, right? So we all have to go live sooner or later, even if it means that we mess up, even if it means that we're stumbling over our words, even if it means that we feel really awkward, even if it means that we're sweating like, profusely. Hopefully they don't notice it on camera. And afterwards you can go, shower off or whatever. But people love to see you go live. It does something different to the algorithms. And I just want to encourage you to try to go live a couple times this week and just get good at it. So if you have questions, let me know. But otherwise, that's my encouragement and task, if you will, for the week. Try and go live.
I want to add a couple little notes to the live thing real quick. One of the things is, if you have friends on Facebook that don't know you, have never actually met you, that's how they get to know you. They feel like they know you by doing this. Your posts, like a picture of you, yeah, that's pretty good. But when they actually hear you talking and see you moving, it's like, oh yeah, that's my best friend, Deborah. Yeah, we go way back. They've never met you. They have no idea. So you might not see them, obviously, on the other end that they're watching, but they're getting you. They're getting to know you. Also, if you totally screw up, you can delete your lives. I've had to do that before because my children have come in and done various different things, but whatever. And also, the number of people that actually see your lives is about this. Just get over it, guys. I always like to add a call to action too. You want a reason to go live, and you want a reason for people to like follow up with you or comment. If you're talking, you're like, I put in my stories last night about some gummies that I found, some kids' gummies, and I did like polls, but you can be like, hey, drop a comment below if your kids take vitamins. Drop a comment below if you love gummies. So there's people are interacting for a reason. That's kind of like a call to action, but also, if you want to save $50 and get a good vitamin that's not going to rot your kids' teeth out and give them ADHD, send me a DM. Like that would be a call to action. And I'm not kidding you. If you go look at my stories, that's pretty much what I did last night. So there's a couple notes from me. Does anybody have any questions or comments to Mary? I saw you unmute yourself.
You kind of said everything I was going to say. But people also love stories. So if I'm like, this is my friend, Deborah, please, listen to her story and her journey. I don't know, something in their mind. They start to picture themselves, especially if they can relate to Deborah or Michelle, whoever. They start to picture themselves and they're like, oh my gosh, I need this pink drink stuff. So stories are super moving. Super relatable. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that we are good to go, you guys. Tomorrow, our power hour is the group one that's led by a couple of diamonds. It's an amazing power hour if you haven't gotten on yet. It's 10 a.m. Central, which is 11 Eastern, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific a.m. And I know the time zones are so hard to keep up with. I'll drop that graphic in the chat as well. And then this week, those are the things that we encourage you to do. Go live on Facebook and also start talking to people about those 3-day challenges. You can start getting there by starting with your send, share, invite. Ask to send people a video, share a testimony with them, and then invite them to be a part of our challenge, you guys. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And we will see you guys next week.